Possible human remains have been discovered in a fire pit on Fiesta Island. Tonight, homicide detectives are investigating.
If you have an EDD debit card, you might want to check your account for fraud.
Homeland Security marks the 400th mile of border wall construction. What that means for us in San Diego.
Some local gym owners have filed a lawsuit against local and state leaders over pandemic restrictions.
And we're showing you what you can wear and what you can't while voting at a polling place.
$3 million in funding for our local schools to close the digital gap amid the pandemic.
News 8 starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Barbara Lee Edwards. There is a fraud alert tonight regarding debit cards issued by the State Employment Department. Unemployed workers are reporting unauthorized withdrawals from their Bank of America accounts.
As News 8's David Gofferson reports, EDD confirms that many accounts have been frozen.
I had went to the bank to withdraw money from my EDD account, and it said I reached my daily limit.
Brandon Burkhofter is one of many unemployed workers who had money fraudulently taken out of his EDD bank account.
Got $1,000, the next day $1,000, the next day $1,000.
Bank of America has an exclusive contract with the state of California to handle unemployment benefits through special B of A debit cards. About a month ago, people started reporting losing money they desperately need. Tatiana Solorzano lost more than $1,000.
It was around the time rent was due. October 2nd, you know? I was like, oh my God, that money got pulled out right when my rent is due.
Gail Gortson lost $4,000.
From the ATM of Bank of America, $1,000 was drawn 4 days in a row.
Oh,
After the victims report the thefts, they say they get locked out of their accounts.
Your whole account is frozen. Frozen, period. You can't get your own money.
Bank of America says it is working closely with EDD in an aggressive effort to fight fraud. EDD confirmed more than 350,000 debit card accounts have been frozen due to suspected fraud. Steve Meringue is a certified fraud examiner.
Fraudsters were able to capture the data of those cards, of those people, their accounts, the card numbers, and any other information they needed in order to produce a duplicate card.
He says the EDD cards make stealing your information especially easy because unlike regular debit cards, they don't have a chip.
By having the chip, you have your information that's on the card encrypted in the chip, and it makes it more difficult, especially to duplicate the cards, whereas the magnetic strip, that's 30, 40-year-old technology.
We emailed Bank of America and they said there has been no data breach with their EDD debit card accounts. So what led to this fraud still remains unclear. Carlo?
So David, if people find money missing from their EDD bank account, what do they need to do?
Well, you can report it to EDD, you can report it to Bank of America, but what's going to happen is Bank of America, if they find fraud, they're going to freeze that account. You're going to have to wait for an investigation, and then they're going to issue you a new card. But what you can do is if you get EDD funds transferred to that debit card, transfer them out right away into your own personal banking account, and that way you don't have money sitting in that EDD account.
Some good advice to prevent a bad situation from getting much worse. David Gofferson reporting live. Thanks, David.